For hundreds of years, human beings have been building monuments while others flock to see them. Each year, these incredible works of art are viewed by millions of people. But guess what many of them don't realize is that many of them hide secrets you never guess. Today, we're going to see an entire train station hidden from the world, a secret home inside of the world's most famous structures, and we'll even learn the secret hiding at the Lincoln Monument. Hold on tight, subscribe to the channel, and let's take a closer look at the 10 secret hidden and national monuments. Number 10. Washington Mini-MENT. The Washington Monument is among the most recognizable monuments in the United States, and overall, its design is fairly simple. 555 feet of marble granite and bluestone knees shaped like an obelisk. The top of the monument is an aluminum apex. At the time the largest in the world, when it was first cast, aluminum was as rare and valuable as silver. The apex has also inscriptions all along its outside, but of course, anyone who has visited the monument would likely know that. What they might not know is that one of the monument's strangest Easter eggs lies just south of it. All over the United States in areas of geological importance, there are things called geodetic control points. In very simple terms, these control points are a large stick in the ground that allows geologists to monitor how far the ground is sinking over time, based on its position. Most of these locations essentially look like a large pool, and they may be above ground, though many have sunk below ground level and are now covered by metal lids. The geodetic control point nearest the Washington Monument is called Benchmark A, and it's actually a 12-foot tall replica that has since sunk below ground level and is now concealed below a manhole cover, leaving most modern visitors to the monument totally unaware of its existence. If you thought this was impressive, wait until you see our number 1 entry, a secret room hidden at the top of one of the world's most famous landmarks. Number 9. Secret Railway Station. Many people are probably familiar with the Waldorf Astoria Hotel on New York's iconic Park Avenue. Built in 1931, the 625-foot tall hotel has become an important landmark and an integral part of the city. Not long after construction, the Waldorf Astoria became notorious as a hub for lavish dinner parties and galas, often at the center of political and business conferences and fundraising schemes involving the rich and famous. Over the years, its past and present have made it an enticing tourist attraction, both for those looking to soak up the local history and those seeking a modern gourmet dining experience at one of the Waldorf Astoria's 3 award-winning restaurants. But what visitors probably won't realize is that below the hotel lies a decommissioned private railway line known as Track 61. Track 61 was specially created to transport extreme VIPs that didn't want to be seen coming or going, and was used by Franklin D. Roosevelt, James Farley, Adlai Stevenson, and Douglas MacArthur. Today, the line is no longer in use, and few people likely even know it's there. Before we go on, like this video, pop the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell right now, or the ghost in your closet will manifest itself tonight. Number 8. Eiffel Apartment. One of the most visited tourist spots in the world is the Eiffel Tower. Located in Paris, France, the structure was completed in 1889, and it actually included a suite on the top floor. The suite was private and accessible only to Gustave Eiffel, the engineer responsible for constructing the tower. Over the years, the room has been refurbished, and today, it is a tourist attraction in its own right, containing phenomenally lifelike statues of Gustave Eiffel, his daughter, and Thomas Edison, a frequent guest of Mr. Gustave's. Number 7. What the deck? The Empire State Building is an iconic structure in Midtown Manhattan, and its name is a tribute to New York's popular nickname, the Empire State. Anyone who visited the amazing site is probably aware of the observation deck on the 80th, 86th, and 102nd floor. Either one would probably be enough to leave most people weak in the knees. But what many people probably don't know is that there is another lesser-known observation deck on the 103rd floor. Typically, this deck is reserved for VIPs, as it features notably fewer safety precautions than the other decks. In fact, just about the only thing keeping you from taking the 200-foot plunge is self-restraint and a knee-high railing. The height would keep most people away, but a handful of daring celebrities have had their picture taken on the deck, including Taylor Swift, tennis star Michelle Wie, and a professional race car driver, Alexander Rossi. Number 6. Grand Tennis Court. Nearly everyone knows of Grand Central Station, But what you might not realize is that it is actually concealing an entire tennis court. That's right. The facility was built in the 1960s and is known as the Vanderbilt Tennis Club. The facility includes a full-size hard court, a fitness room, and a junior court. So just who is playing tennis at the top secret location? Well, technically anyone can, if you register with the Vanderbilt Tennis and Fitness Club. But since so few people know it's there. Number 5. ROOMY Rushmore. Mount Rushmore. While a mountain in its own right, the name generally conjures images of 4 enormous heads carved in its side. But what many people don't know is that Abraham Lincoln's face is hiding a secret. Behind his face lies a square entrance that leads down a long, rough tunnel to a titanium vault known as the Hall of Records. Originally, the designer of the sculptures has planned to depict multiple key moments from history on the rock face, though it was quickly apparent that the undertaking was impossible. In response, designer Guston Borglum decided to sculpt the faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. But as a compromise, the Hall of Records was also added to the final work. Today, the vault houses 16 enamel panels that contain biographical and historical information about Mount Rushmore, as well as a teakwood box housing the 16 panels inside a titanium vault placed in the ground with a granite capstone. Number 4. The Lincoln Mistake. Designed by a man named Henry Bacon, the Lincoln Memorial is one of the most recognizable tourist attractions in the world. The focal point of the exhibit is a massive statue of America's 16th president that sits atop the steps to the 27,000 square foot monuments. Despite being photographed thousands of times a year, the monument contains an enormous room, and a mistake that most people probably haven't spotted. Nobody likes a typo, but it appears that when the inscription on the north wall was originally etched, it was done with a typo. In fact, the F in the word future was initially etched as an E, with the bottom line being filled in. Unfortunately, as time has gone on, the color difference has become more and more pronounced, and up close is quite noticeable. The second part of the memorial that most people don't know about is a massive 43,000 square foot basement. In fact, nearly no one knew it was there for over 60 years. But why have a massive empty basement below the Lincoln Memorial? In fact, it was actually a matter of function. As it turns out, the memorial is built on top of a muddy flat. The basement was necessary to keep it from sinking, and as such has been virtually untouched since construction. Number 3. Statue with a Secret. Fiumicino Leonardo da Vinci Airport in Rome is home to a 60-foot tall bronze statue of Leonardo da Vinci. The statue was originally unveiled to the public in 1960, but for the next 46 years, it guarded a secret that no one but its original designer, Asen Paikov, knew. In 2006, it became necessary to do some upkeep on the piece. This was when workers discovered a hidden hatch halfway up the statue. Inside, they discovered 2 intact parchments. First was a list of attendees present at the opening ceremony. The other was a detailed account of the area's history, written entirely in Latin and dating back to ancient times, describing the area prior to human development. Number 2. Top Secret Secrets. The CIA might hold some of the biggest secrets in the United States, but one of their biggest secrets lies just outside their door and remains a mystery even to them. In November of 1990, a sculpture by American artist Jim Sanborn was unveiled outside of CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia. The sculpture is composed of quadrants that each contain a deeply encrypted message. The sculpture itself is named Kryptos, and even the CIA has been unsuccessful in fully decoding it. Over the years, many efforts have been made, including a momentarily bout of friendly competition between them and the NSA. The sculpture is a riddle, but in order to solve it, each of the 4 sides must also be solved to find the final riddle. Unfortunately, only 3 of the 4 sides have so far been solved, and the sculpture himself has given 4 clues publicly as to its solution. Number 1. The Torch Room. The iconic Statue of Liberty is famously conceptualized and built by French sculptor Frédéric Bartholdi. The world-famous monument sits on Liberty Island and welcomes approximately 3.2 million visitors every year, many of which journey to the so-called top for a once-in-a-lifetime view. The view from Lady Liberty's crown is truly one of a kind, but it isn't actually the top floor. In fact, for the first 30 years of its existence, visitors would climb up to a special room in the statue's flame. Unfortunately, in 1916, during World War I, German saboteurs triggered a disastrous explosion on nearby Black Tom Harbor, launching shrapnel into the statue's right arm and rendering the passage unsafe for the public. Despite numerous upgrades and repairs made over the last 134 years, it remains inaccessible to this day. That's all for 10 secrets hidden in national monuments. Which one was your favorite? Have you been to any of these monuments? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to TrendJoint for more incredible videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.